Welcome to episode 58 of Rigor Mortis Paranormal. Tonight's episode includes the Restless Spirit of Pecan Valley, the Waiter's Final Vision, Dual Voices of Terror, A Call from Beyond. I am David. This is Robert, Jasmine, Corey, and Ian. Hey guys. Hey, so it's been a little bit.
Just a little.
we start every podcast that way. Yeah, how long has it been?
I think we do, right? I don't know. It's been so long.
How many presidents has it been?
Shoot, I don't know. I really don't know.
So we come up with one episode every 4 years, I guess. Just kidding.
It's only been 4?
I'm pregnant again.
But this is probably like our boy. How many kids is that?
I know.
We had an awesome gender review, man. Yeah.
How'd that go? What happened?
Oh, you know.
What's the gender?
Oh boy.
Another
You
boy.
see how she said
5, 6.
Well, yeah. We're going to name this one R&P.
I think the last podcast you only had one.
Probably. I think I was pregnant the last one.
You know what I think? Oh my god. Okay, first we had the fucking bullshit with the Paranormal Fest with my stupid laptop. I didn't catch all those
Stories?
Yeah, remember they were all felt like, we heard all the background noise before we heard ourselves, and we told that, hey, that's how long it's been.
Oh my god, the lady was supposed to
that's how
release a
long it's
story like
been.
2 years ago.
And Isabel Bettis, yeah, she had the even months that she was the one who wrote that book. I believe that's the name of the story, and we still have it.
The funny thing is that we recorded that episode last year, and I forgot I had it.
Wait, so we weren't in last year's Paranormal Fest?
No.
No, it was the one before. That's how long it's been.
It is. 2 years. I'm telling you, I was pregnant last time.
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably release that episode, but we're gonna call it the lost episode. It'll probably be after this.
Yeah, that's and I feel so bad because like
She was a nice lady.
yeah, she was, but I'm sure I think we said that the last time. So,
Yeah.
bullshit. That's what she said.
If she could see it, she'd probably be shooting the finger at us.
Yeah, I think it was Seco.
Well deserved.
Is anybody going to hear us? I mean, how do we let people know that we're back? You know what I
You
mean?
know what? I mean, just on the website, and I know also, probably the best thing is because, I don't have my Facebook.
It's like that's down.
Yeah.
You're terrible.
And the Facebook too, man, yeah, we've been slacking, man. Nobody's gonna
We
want
have
us
the
back.
Facebook still.
I switch order.
Does anybody have access to it, or?
I can get on it
Oh,
still.
okay,
Yeah,
good.
it's just,
I'd like to do that. I want
let's
to
say
get
you
back
had
on that
2
one.
views, and this was like over a month. It was like, I think one view was
Yeah, you know what? Stay gone, right?
People at this point are just like, forget y'all.
But yeah, I mean,
We're back.
yeah, we're back. I mean, that's it.
No, we got this. We're back.
We're back.
Yeah, but hey,
Shoes back.
anything new? Anybody? Besides,
Gotta be something new.
I
great.
know, right? How many years has it been? And honestly, I don't know if I have any stories, man, that I can tell. I've been buried under a rock myself.
With
We
these
closed the
babies.
boba shop. I don't even know if we've talked about that.
Yeah, we actually had a boba shop and it closed down.
That's how long it is.
These couple of 2 or 3 years. Good God.
That's actually where we did Isabel's.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
We did.
Yeah, so, yeah,
Episode last year.
Oh, we did do an episode of
Yes,
Paranormal. Okay, I remember.
And we're
Okay.
Where?
Oh,
At the
okay.
boba shop.
At the boba shop.
Well, didn't we have someone come over to record with us that day too?
I don't remember.
From the ghost hunting, the ladies, the ghost hunting, right?
The two ladies,
We interviewed them there. It was at the boba shop, I think.
I think you're hallucinating.
I think we did interview. That wasn't her? Or was it?
No, it was one of them.
The two ladies that I know there was 2 girls.
Oh,
that
the
interviewed.
Paranormal Putas, they did.
Yes.
But that was
right.
before. That was just one that we went for an interview.
Yeah, they interviewed us.
Yeah.
They interviewed us.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
You guys are maybe we did that a year ago at least. So
I'm sure they got theirs out.
yeah,
Right
they
after
did,
we
actually.
did it.
Yeah, they've been doing pretty good.
Yeah, they're punctual, professional. Yeah, that's nothing like us.
They're consistent like they're supposed to be.
Hey, we were at one point. We were consistently putting them out at least once every 2 months.
We can get back.
Yeah.
now that we like I said, we're out of the boba shop, we breathe some fresh air.
Hey man, we have to make a living, but yeah, it did suck. And I know we're all sitting. Well, we went yesterday to go eat breakfast, and we were all talking about it. It's weird. Everybody was saying the same shit. We were on the same page. I kept thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, I really miss it, man. And I'm just like, So it's awesome that it's actually happening. So like, my eyes are kind of watering. But that's like. It's just a sweat got in my eyes. It's salty, especially with me, bag of chicharrones every 2 minutes. But
Well, the cool thing that we're saying too, like we were discussing this right before we turned on the recording machine. We were talking about AI and stuff. How it should actually help us a little bit, make it hopefully get them out a little bit easier. And I think that was the hard part too, is that it took so many of our hours to edit it.
Man, that's gonna be a lot of something to do.
Yeah, and
for kids and
Yeah, so now hopefully we can get them done a little quicker.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, that's also too. I don't understand it. I want to learn stuff like that. Really, I do.
It's a powerful tool. Man.
Yeah.
It only goes so far, though. We gotta be careful how much we use it, because there's a guy on YouTube who's actually trying to replace himself with AI.
That's crazy.
Because he's a content creator on YouTube. I don't gotta name drop him, but he had millions of subscribers. He was doing millions of views, man. I guess he got burnout like a lot of people do when they're doing that sort of stuff. And he wanted to keep making stuff, so he's like, I'm gonna just do an AI version of myself. And so he made this AI program, fed it all of his content, all of his YouTube videos, and was like, here you guys go, I'm gonna set this thing to go and just leave it alone. And people hated it because the technology is not there yet, and it doesn't feel real.
Maybe that you don't have that more home feeling.
Yeah,
what I mean. That's what I say. Ours will probably excel. All these dumb guys aren't there. They sound more professional. There's actually.
Well, we can use it to streamline things and help us out better. That guy's using it to completely replace himself, and the technology will be there someday, and it will work, and it will sound very real, and that's terrifying. That's super scary.
It is.
I mean, I wanted to do an AI, a sobering thought segment on AI today, but I'm like, there's so much to cover with that, and there's good too. It's not just that. I mean, like we're saying, we could use it to streamline our process, and it's gonna be better.
Yeah.
And we won't use it to replace ourselves.
Yeah. Exactly.
We know the limitations of AI right now. We're not gonna try and go.
You have a gun. And you're like, damn, every part of that gun, right? Like every part of it.
Yeah.
And then you can ask AI what could make this gun better and shoot more bullets faster. And I wonder what happened. I mean, I was gonna say, to me, there's not I like guns, but I mean, but if you get that in the wrong hands,
it does have some restrictions, or they do have some, I guess, restrictions built into it to where you can't do something, although you can jailbreak it too. I mean, if you know what you're doing.
Imagine that being that smart guy.
He actually said that about the gun, and that reminded me. I don't know how true this is, but do you know the Nintendo Switch, right? The game console?
Yeah.
I heard a story when it was first being released, 2015 or 2016. I think it came out in 2016. But I heard a story that Nintendo actually partnered with NVIDIA, and they had NVIDIA run an AI program to simulate the design of the game console, and they did like thousands of iterations of the design just to streamline it and come up with the best product they could. Yeah, this was in 2015 that they were able to do that.
Man,
I remember, I'm just saying this off the top of my head, I don't know how true this is, but
8 years later,
that's what I'm saying. AI's progressed a lot, so you probably could use AI. If they were able to do that back then to make a super good game console, and I mean that thing came out great. Nintendo's making bank. They're printing money with that console.
I believe that.
You know what I mean? And so that's what they were able to do in I'm sure they started making it in 2012, 2014 or whatever. So I'm like, it's been a long time.
AI is it's now. See, and that's just it. Like you said, 2015. It probably took till 2018 till it progressed quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then, but now it's like a wheel that's turning. And honestly, that wheel is starting to turn faster now. I mean, because there's an update in January, and then you have a brand new update in March or April. That is it's like twice as smart as it was in January, and then from there it just, again, it jumps up another. It's 50% smarter like 2 months later. It's starting to really turn, and it's getting scary if it's in the wrong hands. But I use it daily myself. I do web development, and I love it. But again, if you use it for the right things,
I might sound dumb.
Cooking, right?
Yeah.
The recipes. How can I make my conchitas taste better? That's impossible.
You could even tell it. Say, look, I did that before. I was like, okay, I have some mushrooms in my refrigerator. I got tomatoes and whatever. You tell those guys like, what can I make with this? And boom, it'll spit out recipes for you.
Yeah, that's good for like if you're broke and I got a can of tomato sauce, a Play-Doh, and oh shoot.
Didn't they make like I'm gonna sound dumb, I don't know, but didn't they make a movie about it, like back in the day about AI?
The dude fell in love with his phone, with an AI program on his phone. And honestly, there's people doing that now. With AI, you can make chatbots. And I heard the story like a year and a half ago.
What's that?
And a chatbot. So when you get signed on to a website and then you see this little like thing pop up like, oh hey, talk to us now.
Oh, like okay, yeah.
Something like that, but like kind of a more advanced version of that. And it's less. And there's an app which lets you kind of design your own chatbot, and you can tell it what personality you want it to have. You can tell it to have a personality of a specific like character, like in a video game, anime, TV show, whatever, and it will behave like that character or will have those personality traits, and you will be able to talk to it. And you'll go back and forth, and people are developing like genuine like feelings with these chatbots.
Really?
And like some people are like falling in love with them and stuff like that. And this is happening now.
Yeah, I saw that just a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact. And it was kind of becoming a problem.
Yeah, and it's weird. Yeah,
it's like people are falling in love with AI.
Hey AI, how can I put a hole in my laptop without destroying it? A glory hole. I better come back with that. You can try, No, but that's weird though, man. I didn't know that. But there's some lonely folks out there.
There's gotta be to do that.
Well, you look at like social media and like the internet. People are online all the time now, and like really. A lot of this predatory stuff, man, because with social media and the internet, it's designed to be addictive and to kind of like replace kind of real life in-person relationships, and so people are forced to try and find their connection any way they can, and so they do what they can with dating apps and stuff like that, and that's kind of like not going too well for people, so they're turning to whatever they can, and the AI chatbots is kind of one of the things that some people they're lonely enough to do it.
So that's crazy too, because like if it like since it is getting smarter, right? Let's just say and here we go with the Terminator, But let's just say, man, because I know that's where everybody's coming to. Everybody wants a, let's address that elephant in the in the room, because listen. Really, that's what a lot of people are afraid of, it, like it becoming too smart. Like, well, why the fuck do we need humans, man? So that being said, like it could make probably one of them fellas or ladies, whoever that is, that's madly in love with their AI. So it could kind of use it as a puppet, kind of too, like to do its bidding, and just or to another pawn in a scheme to make. Oh man, it's over my head, bro. But I'm just saying, though, that's kind of crazy.
It's getting really crazy right now too. I was actually watching a video the other day with Russia and Ukraine, the war and stuff. But there's a freaking dog going by. It's a robot dog. It looks weird. It has
kicking out?
Yeah. It was walking. It was like going into a building to look for Russians, and that way they don't have to go in. So they send this dog. It looks like a dog, the shape of a dog, but the legs bend a little bit backwards. But it was walking over terrain and everything, and went inside this building to and it has a video on there, and I think it even has, I don't know if it has guns or not built onto it, but
I can imagine that, right?
But I wouldn't doubt it. It's just it's crazy. It's there already, man.
The first time I heard about the AI and everything, how it was getting bigger, like. So I was thinking about the movie back in I don't know when it was like the 90s or early 2000s. It was called Artificial Intelligence.
Okay.
Remember that?
I don't remember. It was before my time.
I want to say it was
about
Will Smith.
I
No, that was the robot
yeah.
one, but this one was like a Spielberg movie or
I
something.
thought Smith was in it.
He was in that one, but yeah.
Artificial intelligence. I remember it was like, from what I remember, it was a long time
Shit out of them
ago.
robots,
But it
man.
starts from the beginning, like it was getting bigger and bigger, and then it kind of got crazy. You know what I mean? Like that was back in like the 90s, I think, or 2000.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait, that one was with that kid, right?
Yeah, it was like a little kid.
Yeah, he's a big fat guy now. What is his name? You know what I'm talking about? The I see. Yeah, that guy.
Right, Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's. I've never seen that movie, man.
I saw it, but it was back in like when it came out.
Well, you were saying about the dog. I saw a video of it looks like a dog, and people are just around him, kicking him.
Oh yeah, he's flipping and and they're
I
kicking
really
that
felt
shit.
bad for him. Yeah,
They were hitting it with a stick and all that, but they were doing it just to see his durability. You know, that he can take this, and then he just gets up and he's just like wagging his tail, kind of rubbing up on your leg.
Turned around and started shooting at him.
yeah.
You know, the gunsman on that. Then they would have been doing that shit, right? But
See a bunch of people running out.
I told you not to kick it. Yeah, I definitely got to check up more on that just to get a little,
It's cool.
just to
man.
get a little taste.
I like it. I mean, I love using it. It helps. I mean,
That I gotta look into, see if there's any horror stories with AI or anything that's like, that would work for sobering thoughts. Something else I was curious about doing too is like how the government and like I think the Vatican, and again, you never know what's real these days, especially with like headlines and stuff. But I swear I saw the headline that the Vatican and both the U.S. government confirmed that aliens are real and have visited our planet.
I thought a while back they
The
came out with
government
saying
did.
something about how UFOs were real, or
Yeah.
they said something, yeah.
I don't know. Again, misinformation is everywhere, especially with AI these days. I don't know
what
what's
do they
real
call
now,
them?
but-
UPOs or
UPAs, yeah.
UPA.
I don't know why they changed it.
Let's call them a flying saucer.
Right.
Something that's not an airplane.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at that too, see how real that is and how many how real it is, how scary it is.
Mm,
Like some of the books to the Bible, a lot of them didn't make it in, but they made it into other versions of the Bible. And they have really trippy stories, man.
Yeah.
And but it's just crazy. One, I was hearing about that there was more than one flood. Like people were like, that there was like the big flood, but like that flood had happened like 2 or 3 more times before. I don't know how true that is. I don't. But
Wow, that's kind of crazy. That's
but it's just crazy stuff. And some of the stories, like they're on the verge of blasphemy. That's why I probably won't say them here. When you hear that, you're like, dang man, it just to me is crazy.
That's crazy. Also, actually, with AI and religion, there was a scroll that I guess has been found. Who had it forever, I guess. The humans, but it's like rolled up in the scroll. I don't know which one it was. I don't think it was a Dead Sea Scroll, but it was. They didn't want to open it because it'd tear apart, and they couldn't decipher what it meant. Anyway, they somehow got AI to read it, and it actually deciphered it, and it read. I don't know what the story is. It was like a cheesy story, I think, though. I don't think it was anything like significant. Yeah, significant. But it was actually able to decipher the scroll that is. For I don't know how many years we've had it, where
It's like rolled up.
yeah, and it was rolled up, and it was still able to somehow read it and figure out, whatever.
I mean, somebody's got to program it to know that, right? Like,
Yeah,
somebody
I
knows
mean,
that. That's weird.
But the thing is,
yeah.
it learns, and then it learns from what it learned, and then it keeps going. It learns from what it learned, what it learned.
That itself is scary, if you ask me.
Man, that's
That's the most. That's one of the most deadly things is fucking knowledge, right? It's like the most powerful.
It's crazy. But anyway, yeah.
Scary stuff.
Yeah, AI can be scary. It can be good, but I mean, just again, like I said, depending on how you use it.
exactly.
And it's gonna get bad probably later, but but we're not there yet.
Yeah, it always does. Yeah, always. But hopefully not. Hopefully it'll be something cool.
There's gonna be cool stuff with AI. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's gonna be a lot of good and a lot of. It's like with the internet. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff in the internet.
People were scared of the internet when it first came out, and it was like,
That's true.
no, internet this, internet, oh no, and we're still alive. Same thing with AI. People are like, oh my god, forget it. We're gonna die. But I think we'll be okay. I mean, nah.
Oh,
My dad?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Oh, y'all were
That's
already
true.
out of the house or something probably right by the time.
I guess, yeah, that was in the
I
90s.
think it was Y2K he was afraid of. He used to watch a lot of
That
them.
was
Oh, really?
I really remember being in school and they were like talking about They were scared on the day that it went to Y2K.
That's what they said, right? Like, yeah, we couldn't take baths no more. Like, that like our clothes were gonna just somehow disintegrate, Yeah, no more food. And like, wow, how did they do it in the 1800s? Or like, what? He was not even then, but that's what I'm saying. And they made it sound bad. Remember, like everybody was scared, like
There was a guy that went into hiding from the Y2K. He came out like I think 17 years later.
What the
He was in the wilderness and everything.
Shit, he learned how to live off the fat of the land, right? I don't need it anymore, man. But yeah, would you want to get back on it after all that?
Probably not exactly. Because knowing now, what we know now, it's like, man, I would love to be able to just do away with all that again.
Yeah.
We had
Running and playing outside the kids and stuff like that.
Social media too. Now, social media is the one that to me is more scary than the internet.
Exactly.
Or AI.
Yeah. There's a lot of crazy shit.
It started off, and people were like, "Wow, this is cool," and now it's like, it's freaking crazy.
Can everybody's like thoughts and everything.
Everybody's lives and.
We had went to go eat, and we literally like the first time was weird, right? We told the boys no phones. We're always put our phones away. They're always phones. We actually talked to them. It was nice, but it was just weird. It was different.
It is. We're not used to it anymore. As a society or just anybody in general, and unless even the older people. I was gonna say unless they're like 80, but even though
my grandma uses it. My grandma uses it more than I do. She's like what 90?
It's crazy. Now it's just everybody has a phone in their hands, and you go to a restaurant, and at least 80% of the people are going to be looking at their phone.
Yeah.
Like, hey, put your phones down, you're just staring at each other.
But what do you do exactly?
What do we do now?
What do we do?
But that is kind of nice too, then you can find out how everything's going. That is kind of nice, Jazz. That's good that you did that, yeah. Instead of like that. Me and Mom always do that. We get there, we're both on our phones, man.
Yeah.
Just like,
off subject a little, but I saw that there's been 2 or 3 reported cases of West Nile here now.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
That's weird, right? I think one was like over there. Yeah. I was like, what the
They
hell?
had the dengue fever
the
here
Dutch
too.
fever, yeah.
And where's it originally from?
Is that from Africa?
It's gotta be, but it's been here for a while though, Jazz. That's like like everything else, man. It finds its way here.
And it's like Mpox too, man. That's the new one that's just coming out too. Monkeypox, I think.
Oh yeah. How the fuck does that happen? I thought it was away, right? And then that's.
I just saw it.
That's pretty gross too,
a few days
man.
ago. I'm like, ugh.
So, and what I've heard.
Ghosts can get it.
No. Well, I've heard it spreads through like close physical contact. Actually, like
Sexual. Yeah.
Really?
The last time it was spreading, a lot of it, and again, I've seen
How
headlines.
does that first person get it though? That's what I'm saying.
Dirty bums. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Homeless people. They're dirty. Drug addicts. I don't know. You can take that out.
I got a story about that, man.
I'm just saying, they're spreading everywhere.
No, but that is
fucking pervert having sex with a monkey or something.
That's what I'm saying with an infected. But how did that monkey get infected by a homeless person?
Social media.
Dude, I started walking, right? I gotta bring this up, man. I have to bring it up. Because I did my fat ass man. I needed to start walking, man. I had a lot of days off this summer. So that being said, let's just leave it there. So I had to do some serious walking, right?
Got some time to reflect.
Yeah, but we're on the other. We're on the family chat. You were there, Dave. And it was the big one. And
okay, yeah.
oh, Mike, man, Halloween Mike. I'm going back. Man, awesome. Because he's telling me where he walks. That area that he walks. It's the historical part of San Antonio. It's right by the river walk, and I'm like, man, that must be awesome, man. I'd like to look forward to that walk because, there's people who are passing by, and everybody's got their iPhones, and they actually smell good when they're walking, and they're not wearing the same outfit the next day, not like me wringing out my ass juice from the day before. I gotta wear them fuckers for 3 or 4 days, man. Because I don't have very many shorts, and I'm going in shorts. So I was thinking about that. I was like, man, he's got it made. And when I go, man, okay, I had started walking around the hood, and it started off pretty good. But
so you were jogging then?
No, okay, well, it was meant as a walk. until these people had, you know, like they're so stray fucking dogs, and then it turns into a run, man. You know, and I hate it too. And then there we go, Corey. He called it, and then okay, God bless him. You know, some folks, man, I gotta laugh the homeless folks. I mean, it's not their fault. You know, hey, people we're you know, it is what it is. Man, when they take baths, man, they don't hide, man. It's like they're happy, man. Like, and what it is like, that's what I was talking about. Like on my way over there, you know, like I said, God bless them. I mean, it's not their fault. You know, they're in a wooded area and they got their tents and stuff like that. It's fucking hot. I don't know how they do it, but like after a good rain, there's a guy by the sidewalk, you know, kind of splashing up water under his coin purse, man, trying to get. Hey, this dude looks like a fucking skeleton that somebody pasted hair on. Like, he's just like a hairy skeleton. And that's fucked up to say, I know, but yeah, and then, like I said, man, there's no place, you know, you gotta go. I mean, it's after good rain, there's a good puddle, you know, so anyway, so. But and the hard they do is like when I'm passing through, I'm like, God damn it, I gotta make combo with this guy, right? Because he actually stops me, Morning, you know, it's gonna be a hot one today. And then this guy's like, yeah, and he's like butt naked, and I was like, yes sir, yes sir. And then cause like, hey, do me a favor, and he's wadding up his shirt and it's wet. Can you hand me that stick? And God knows, like maybe the place you can't read, but I'm not gonna not give it to me. I gotta walk back, man. I know what everybody else is saying too. Why don't you walk across the street, man? There's a bigger fucking wooded area there. Those people are bigger. They could ask me to join in and help. Hey, fella, come over and help me. But I was just thinking about that. I never get lucky like that, man. I'm either running from dogs or, helping homeless folks. Not like that, but, like, here's a stick. Crazy. That one probably be edited out, though.
No, it's funny you're talking about that guy, the homeless guy, washing up and, in public. When we went to Miami Beach a long time ago, I don't know if you remember that. You look on one side and you got Miami Beach, and man, it looks like, pristine. It's beautiful. And there's all beautiful people on that side of the road. It's like everybody looks like they're, models, and they look like they belong in a movie. And you turn the other way, and when you leave the beach, they have these showers that are close to the street where you park, and so you can rinse the sand off and stuff. There's a guy, he's a homeless guy. He looks like Nick Nolte with a shaggy beard and the drunk one. But he's in his tidy whities, and just the Fruit of the Loom, the regular those old underwear, man. They're kind of holding stuff, and he's like pulling them open in the front, and so the water can go down in the front part. But I mean, there's cars going around and stuff, and there's a police station right in back of them too. And you just see the cops going in and out like nothing and driving away. I'm like, dude, there's like a half naked guy here, just taking a shower. I'm like. I was like, it was pretty gross. Like I
said, man, I
guess they got to bathe somewhere. But man,
that's
the beach?
That's how do you call them?
The ocean was nice, man. He should have jumped in there.
Yeah. That's nasty too. Sometimes when you come out of you're all full of like salt and everything.
No, but the beach there, I swear, man. You can look down 4 feet deep and you can see your feet. It's just clear blue water. And it's not even blue. It's just clear. You can just see like straight down, and it was beautiful right there.
Yeah, man. I remember chasing fish. I was like 12 or something like that, and I was chasing fish, trying to catch them with my bare hands because you could see like everything.
Yeah, it was weird. Oh, nice. Not used to that, because you come here, you go to the coast.
Yeah, you can't see shit under there.
You can come out and you
sit on the very edge of the water and you don't see it.
You come out of the water and you have like, beer cans. Stuff's all stuffed to you.
Plastic bag in your hair. Yeah, that's gross, but.
You have oil on your feet and stuff.
Or condom on your toe. Anyway,
people still go to South Padre Island, man.
After all that shit.
All the shark attacks?
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that's crazy. Because the Barrel, was that the name of it? That hurricane? Like, they don't have no place to go, the jellyfish and the sharks. So they come in. They're trying to get away from all that bullshit. So, because when we were over there at Rockport, man, there was a shitload of jellyfish, man. Like, jellyfish everywhere. Like that. It was just like, it was crazy, man. Like, we were watching the kids swimming, and like two of them, like we're there only about maybe 30-40 minutes. It was hot, man. And I didn't go in because I could see the kid came out And like they were carrying him out and he got stung. And then another kid got stung. Yeah.
Right? You're supposed to pee on it? I don't think so.
I don't think it's actually.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Just
Yeah.
see someone do it. Like, hey, you pee on it.
Okay, still, you know, it's gonna smell a little. But yeah, that's what they were saying. But then it was weird because like my oldest son, he was throwing the fishing net, getting bait, and his son wanted a starfish. It was weird. There was a starfish there.
Oh, wow.
So he was trying to catch the starfish with it, right? So when he threw it, when he snagged, he didn't get it. That thing was still floating, but when he pulled it up, it was just dripping with jellyfish. It was weird too, man, because like he got him kind of out of there. But when he cast his net, when you do that, you know, it flings like a lot of water and stuff.
Yeah.
And it flung out. And I didn't know it could do that, but it flung out on his arm and like on his face and neck. He got it bad too. And he was telling me that.
Oh my God.
He was telling me, oh, dude, he's like, I can feel it. So he went to, and even like at home after he took a shower, he was saying he could still feel it. Now? Do we do it now?
Hey, what about it? All right.
Do what now? It's been too long.
I forgot about it.
We just all looked at each other.
I forgot we were supposed to do stories here.
Yeah, this is the sit and talk for 2 hours podcast.
Hey, we haven't been 2 hours yet. We gotta keep going.
Well, I don't know. We get, I guess, yes.
Yeah?
That's what I'm trying to say. So, I guess we should get in the first story, huh? The Restless Spirit of Pecan Valley.
Okay.
This next story comes to us from Carol. Carol writes, "This is my story of the house we rented back in early 2000s. I had just divorced my husband. The kids and I stayed at a hotel until I was able to save enough for us to rent something. One of our favorite pastimes was being chased by the ghetto geese at a park called Pecan Valley Park. We would go several times a week just to get out of that small space apartment. One day as we were walking to the park, I saw a for rent sign on a small 2-bedroom house. So I figured I'd get more info on this house. It was 2 sisters who were renting that house out. And because of our situation, they decided not to charge us a deposit. Only the monthly rent, which was $500. We were in heaven, or at least we thought. Moving in was pretty uneventful, but after settling in, we started to notice things happening. I would be the first to get up and go to the kitchen to start my coffee, and I would notice a drawer open or a cabinet. I just figured the kids had gotten up throughout the night to get a drink or something. My guess is because we weren't reacting to the subtle things that were going on, things got worse. My daughter slept with me, and my boys in the other room. They had bunk beds, since there were only 2 bedrooms. I was awakened one night by crashing sounds in the kitchen. I jumped up, ran over, because I thought someone broke in, and my boys were on the other side of the kitchen. When I got to the kitchen, all the cabinets and drawers were open, and all the contents were on the floor. I checked all the windows, and both doors still locked. I put the kids back to bed and spent the rest of the evening putting everything up. The next day, I was on the phone with my mother. I told her about it, and she called my grandmother. They came over, blessed the house, and made us feel a little better. The following week, my daughter woke up screaming. I jumped up, turned on the lights, and I saw blood running down her face from between her eyes. I woke up the boys and rushed her to the hospital, and they told me that she had been bitten by a rat. When I got home, I talked to her about it, and she told me that it was a large rat with red eyes. It was sitting on her, but it didn't bite. It didn't bite until she screamed. It was a very old and odd house, so rodents would not be a surprise. A few nights later, I heard a large thump in the kitchen. As I got up to run, my son yelled, "Mom!" I ran as fast as I could. He was getting up from the kitchen floor, laying in the middle of all the kitchenware, from the cabinets and the drawers again. My son was sleeping on the top bunk. He said he felt someone grab his legs, and he screamed for me, but he was dropped in the middle of the kitchen on top of everything. I called my mother to come get the kids. I didn't want to leave our stuff, but I wanted the kids out of that house immediately. I told her not to come in and sent the kids with her. I laid on the sofa and got cold almost immediately. I covered my head with a blanket because I knew I wasn't alone. I began to pray. I was so scared, I was in tears. I closed my eyes as tight as I could because something was with me. I've never felt so afraid in my life. As I prayed, I could see a massive flash through my eyelids. I still didn't want to open my eyes, but I did. There was an immediate sense of calm. I turned the lights on, and I couldn't believe what I saw. The whole upper half of the living room was black, as if there had been a fire. The line of where it stopped was perfectly aligned with the top of the sofa where I was laying. I was protected. I knew instantly whatever my mother and grandmother did to that house protected me from what could have happened. I threw what I could in my car and left everything behind. I was loading the last of our clothes, and the two sisters approached me to ask what was wrong. I had told them what we had gone through, and they told me that the house was their mother's. She had passed on. She was angry because before her death, she specifically told them she did not want anyone living in that house. Why would they put anyone through this? I also spoke to the neighbor before I left, and she told me we were not the first family to move in and leave in just months. My children are all grown now, but this house and the experience of it are burned into my memories like it was yesterday.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me when they were talking about I think you said all the cover. I mean, not you. I mean, yeah, you said that, right?
In the story I did, yes.
Well, he read.
But where the covers are open and the drawers not. I don't know if I imagined this, or I think we talked about it before too. Maybe where I don't know if you remember in Brownfield when we would stay with the Guerras. At that when we were all living in one house, there was like 20 of us.
Yeah, by the pit, yeah.
There was one house that I thought. I mean, it was really haunted. But I could have swore they said one time that cupboards and all the drawers were open one time. Or...
Well, I mean, see, that's kind of crazy too. How I'm sure it did. That's how it starts, right? You know, it starts. That's what she's saying because. I mean, how many times have we heard this in almost every...
It's a popular thing with spirits and ghosts, right?
Yeah, it's it's subtle. That's what she's saying also. That's what she said. It starts like when you start chewing out the kids for doing something, when the kids are looking at you like, hey, I didn't do that, or like, and it's something simple like all the cupboards were open and the drawers, pantry, all that
stuff, yeah.
So it starts off, innocent, and then you got kids there, so you're like, hey, that's the first ones that are probably gonna get blamed, and so
naturally.
Yeah, so it's just weird how everything starts off innocent like that, but it is kind of still freaky. And then, but as it excelled, it was kind of crazy also. Like when she was talking about how that rat bit the baby, I was under the impression it was like a huge rat. Like she could feel it sitting on her chest. And it was like, I guess I should just say, well, yeah, it's a demon rat or something. You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And she said it had red eyes. And like, I guess that's a big ass fucking rat if you can feel it sitting on your chest. So, and then it drew blood. And, that's, on top of everything else. I got ghosts, I got rats. But
ghost rats.
Yeah,
And then ghost rats too. Man.
but okay, and then when she went to the last part, and she said, "Now, I was under the impression. This is the way I took this: is that her son was carried out and dropped in the kitchen." And that's when she yelled, and that all the stuff was around her.
The stuff is-
What is it with that kitchen too?
Maybe the ghost was a chef or something.
That's where whatever happened to the ghost happened
I never
there.
thought about that. That could have happened. Maybe that's where the whatever happened, or something major happened there, obviously, but or something maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just like just the house. Anyway, can you imagine that?
Yeah, that's got to be crazy.
Bunk bed, because she said that they were in the bunk beds and being lifted off your bunk bed and dropped in the kitchen, man. I was like, I don't thank you. I can walk on my own. I know the way. Trust
be there
me.
later tonight.
Yeah, trust me. I've been there thousands of times in one day. But yeah, that's a trip, man. But the thing that was kind of strange was when she was saying when she closed her eyes and she saw that flash. I was wondering, like, I'm sitting here like, okay, so at the end she said that it was scorched. That's just weird, man.
Yeah.
And then how she saw through. Well, I mean, obviously you can. Like if you're asleep, somebody turns on the lights, you can tell that the lights are on. But she said it was like an instantaneous flash, and now you have all those burn marks. Man, what the fuck was that, dude? I mean, what causes that? How? Why?
Yeah,
So
why would ghosts do that? I mean, it's
when she was saying that that's okay. That's where I was going to. So like the two daughters said that when she was leaving, hey, that was my mom. She didn't want nobody. She didn't want no one living in the house. So obviously the ghost was of the mom.
right.
I can only attribute to being like maybe not a nice person, maybe being like a demon bitch, whatever, So so to have those powers to be able to do that, and then like damn, and like she said that she spoke to the neighbors and they told them like what, this isn't the first time this has happened. Like people only stay there 2 months. And then they they weren't there very long and they left. So it's weird, man. That's and that shit happens too. You don't know what kind of house you're moving into until you move into, man.
Nobody tells you nothing until you already figured it out.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one thing about always moving into new houses, man. It's like, we would always worry. Like, okay, what's anything gonna happen here?
Yeah, seriously. But see, my thing is, if someone tells me something's happening more than once, I'm gone. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna wait for it. Shoot, Cash is 6, right? He's 6 years old, and he's got his little friend, and they watch a lot of scary videos, but they go in the backyard and stuff, and they're like, it'll be nighttime, and they come running in, like, I feel like Cash is truly scared. He's like, I just saw, what do they call him?
Skinwalker.
Oh, always like,
Hey, you're not supposed to say that word.
Yeah, sorry.
Walker of skin.
But you see,
Really?
and that there's like,
Supposedly, if you say it attracts them.
well, they're always saying it.
Yeah.
But across the street's all wooded area from our backyard, and
Well, yeah, that's what
the bums.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
There's a lot of homeless people there.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, and that's, it may have been somebody
You
showering and
probably
stuff.
really saw something.
He might have just seen the homeless people back there, but there was one time he did. And he's like, I really thought he saw something. I was like, let me go look, because I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but I see some of their videos sometimes. It was like crazy, monsters and stuff. They're made up kind of crazy. You never know, man.
I mean, that's true. You don't. But,
Yeah, it's
I
just-
mean, we hear these stories and we know what happens. I mean, plus bad things happen.
We've had these stories already before on the houses and stuff. It's crazy how often it happens. It's not something that's just like, I wonder, like, I'm gonna ask AI. Out of how many houses out of 10 is haunted?
Yeah, right.
11.
I know, right? Well, the thing too, what I don't get is how people. I'm sorry, Jay.
No.
I don't understand how people stay in a house after something happens. I mean, like
financials maybe, like, you know.
I mean, that one time when the water turned on in our house, like the faucet turned on, I mean, within 5 minutes, I'm gone. I mean, we left. I mean, that's we're like, screw this, man. I mean, it wasn't anything major, you know, but still, it you know,
You
was
didn't want to
creepy.
go through it again, right?
No, but you have these people, you know, they'll like, oh, I hear a noise in the basement, and you know, our ghost came out through the door, and then they're like, well, let me go check. I'm like, dude, I ain't checking none of that, dude. I'm like, the water. I mean, I just had the water turn on, and I'm out, man. Like, screw that.
My kid gets thrown across the floor, and I'm definitely out.
Right?
Running, could you see that? Oh, take off without it, right?
I know.
Like, they put their kids alone to sleep in a room, and after the kids, they fucking.
I never understand that
I don't
shit,
understand
man.
that.
Yeah.
The bed shaking.
Just get over it.
Yeah, the kid got dragged under the bed.
Yeah, it's your imagination, right?
But it's like we say, it's same shit until it happens to them. Right? Yeah, they barely get touched and we're out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that.
I feel
The
bad.
kid's got a black eye and shit. They're like, bitch.
I love my parents. Oh, good.
No, I should be trying to tell a story.
Poor dad.
We all have stories. We just realized they're wrong.
Now I feel like it's too long. No, I never like really nothing at the house. Like I get scared, but just because I get like a creepy, eerie feeling, but nothing like experience. Well, Monday was the first day of school for the kids, and I was laying down, so I was sleeping in. My mom actually took the baby with her, but I kept hearing my printer go off, and like it kept going off, and I was like, that's weird, but maybe it's just like resetting or doing whatever fucking printers do. I don't know. And then, but it went off, and then it went off again, and then it went off. But like 4 times it went off. And I was like, that's strange, whatever. I tuned it out, and then I heard like a little baby whisper. Oh, I freaked. I had to like turn around. I jumped and I turned around real quick, and I was like looking around the room. I was like, I know Ranger's not in here, like, but I heard it. Well, I just told my mom and my dad yesterday about it, and she was like, that's weird because on Monday she was upstairs in the restroom. And the light went off, and it like came back on, and then it went off again, right? And stayed off for a while. And we were like, well, we both kind of like when she was telling me this, I was like, well, maybe the power went out, and that kind of explains why my printer kept going on and off. But the clocks
Didn't reset.
Yeah, they didn't reset or nothing. So we're like, there can't be a power out.
Yeah, then what about a baby? The baby too. I mean,
we do have weird shit with our power. Like sometimes our outside outlet will work, and sometimes it won't. We don't reset breakers or nothing. You know what I mean? Like we really do. There's some outlets in our house that don't work. Our lights, but I thought it was just our light bulbs. But our lights in our bathroom are, they're always like flickering. But I don't know. That's like you. That's
No,
crazy.
it was a ghost.
Yeah. So we were actually gonna ask, y'all have an extra bedroom?
It sounds like it's time to move. You're loaded up with a Zillow with some blue
I wanted to sleep in so bad, but I heard that and I was looking around.
Could you tell your what's it called, your landlord or whatever, like, hey man, I'm not breaking my lease, but your house is haunted, I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? Like, would that be an excuse?
Maybe you think they have a disclosure notice now or something?
The
Where you have
stigmata law or
you
something
have to
like
say
that.
something. Yeah, you have to let them know if your house is haunted.
I don't think in Texas you don't have to.
In Texas, probably not. Yeah,
Unless you
Texas,
got,
anything.
But I've heard that the stigmata law, where like you can actually get out of paying your house and they kind of gotta give you your money back, or I think that's what it's called, the stigmata law. Like if it's haunted and somebody did, I don't know where that's at. Probably California.
Connecticut always has all kinds of haunted stuff there.
It does, right? That's weird.
But yeah, that's crazy stuff.
Yeah,
man.
but thank you, Carol, for that. That was an awesome story. Thank you.
Do you want to jump right into the next story, or
Let's do it.
I mean, we've talked
Which one
about
is this one, Dave?
This is the waiter's final vision. The one about the waiter that saw. Anyway, well, whatever. I'm not gonna
Don't go into it.
His final vision.
Let me tell you how it ends.
Okay, let's do it. This next story comes to us from Miguel. Miguel writes in, "Hello, RMP crew. I have a short story about my mother. My mother passed on about 2 months prior to the incident that had happened. Several years ago, my father bought land in Bandera, Texas. It's a nice little town, a little outside of San Antonio. My dad was getting up there in his age, so me and my family would go down and help him clean out some of the brush and cut down some of the trees and clear out some of the land that needed to be cleared out. Eventually, he planned on putting a house on this land. When we were out there, my sister would bring her family as well. We would make a date of it, all of us. It was really nice having all of us as a family, my mom and my sister and her children and my nephews and nieces, and me and my family and us to help him clear his land. Fast forward to about a year ago, and my mom had passed on. It was really hard on the family. We all took it very hard. She was the rock and foundation of our family. My dad always kept busy though. He was always working in different little towns. He did all kinds of work. Eventually, he made it back to Bandera, and he was clearing out more land. So me and my sister decided to go down and help him and make a day of it. So around lunchtime, my father decided that we go to that nice little Mexican restaurant that we all used to go to. So we all get there at a certain time that we said we were going to get there. So as we're walking in, there was an older gentleman there. As we were sitting down, he was giving us menus. When he was giving us menus, he laid out an extra one and he walked away. My dad, he has a thing where he's always washing his hands. So he got up and he told me what he wanted to order. And he said, son, I'm going to go wash my hands. So I got his order and he went to go wash his hands. So it was just me, my sister, and our kids there. So we called the waiter back and we told him, okay, that we're ready to order. So the waiter told us, you don't want to wait for the other lady that came with y'all? Well, this kind of freaked us out because we were like, what other lady? There's no other lady. It was just me and my sister and her kids, but they were children, her daughters, and my dad. And we said, no, it's just us. And then he goes, no, y'all came in with another elderly lady. No, we didn't come in with another lady. He goes, yeah, she was small. She was short and she had dark brown hair. And the coat that she was wearing, he described. And right there and then, me and my sister looked at each other and we realized this man is describing my mom, but that can't be. My mom, she's been passed on for 2 months at this time. So we don't say nothing. We just kind of look at each other and we tell him, sir, there was no one else with us. It's just us. So he said, okay, that's fine. So he took our order. When my dad came back to the table, we decided to tell him what happened. And he kind of looked at us strange and funny because he knew the person that we described was our mom. And he said, which gentleman was it? And we pointed at the gentleman who was taking our order. So he says, well, okay, my dad, he doesn't want to make no waves or anything, so he just decides to leave it alone. So we eat our dinner, and we just forget about it, and we don't discuss it anymore. Another 2 or 3 months later, he goes back to Bandera, and he starts working on his land again. So my dad, I found out that he was really kept thinking about the incident that happened at that little diner, and he always wanted to speak to that gentleman who took our order. My dad's plan was clear out some of the land and then go back and have lunch at this Mexican restaurant. So when my father goes back for lunch at this restaurant, he walks in and he's looking around for the gentleman who was there the last time that took our order. So he went up to the people that were there and he asked, excuse me, there's a gentleman here, and my dad described what he looked like. He said he used to work here. He was a waiter, or he took our order. My father asked, is he here today? So the lady looked at him and told him, no, sir, that man passed away about 2 months ago. So my dad just kind of freaked out a little bit, like, really? So my father decided to leave it alone. He really didn't like bringing up that story too much. But we discussed it one time. I remember it was me and him, and we kind of wanted to know, how did this man see my mom, and we couldn't. My dad always had this opinion that maybe your mom, well, she's probably an angel, and she came down to guide this gentleman who had seen her at that restaurant, that his time was almost up. I want to thank y'all for hearing my story.
That's a pretty original story. At least I haven't heard a story like that before. None of those stories you hear.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I actually like that.
I don't know why, but when you first described the story to me before I actually heard it, I don't know why I kept thinking you were saying waiter, and I kept thinking like a butler for some reason. And you were thinking about how they went to the
Jeeves.
And I don't know. I was a little lost at the time.
Oh, sorry, man. That's what my storytelling will do to you, put you to sleep or get you lost. No, but that's a trip, though, man. I mean, because
that was cool. It's scary that he passed away though. I wasn't expecting. Like I thought, okay, he saw ghosts and that's it. But then they come back and he's gone. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a little trippy.
I wonder if the waiter was older, or
Yeah,
that was just something I was thinking about.
It did sound like he kind of was because he had been there for a while, I guess. Well, that could be anybody, right? Too. And that's it's kind of cool too because it just kind of was reminding me of kind of like us, like when we go to Melendez. So it's the same one, the same one where everybody meets up at,
They never say what the restaurant was? Or where?
It was in Bandera. I don't know which one.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Oh, maybe it was which one? The Great Moss Inn.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be haunted anyway.
By a waiter?
That'd be crazy if it was.
That one. That's.
I know that's in Bandera.
That's on the Bandera Road.
That's close.
Bandera is awesome though, man. I mean, it's a nice little town, and they actually get snow there, man, because it's a hill country, and it's a nice little. Everybody I talk to, I think they even have a brewery there, which makes it really nice. And I was like, plus they got a nice little Mexican restaurants there, so yeah.
Oh yeah, they did say it was a Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
But that's what I just kept thinking. I was like, okay, so like yeah, I passed away, and then they're like, y'all are in the Jasmine and you, mom, and the kids are, and then they're like, and they have two menus. They place down in one seat, right? But they start describing, that's a real big fat dude, he looked like he'll eat anything, Dad. That's got to be Dad. But that's what I'm saying. But you already know who they're talking about. And I joke right there, but like, Dad, it's like they were talking about. She's the patron, the glue and the rock that held the family together. So obviously everybody's gonna know this. Hey, it's Mama, especially since Mom's always got a big special part in in families' lives. And so I don't think any daughter or son. Well, there probably are some out there, weird families, but like the true loving ones, they always know if you're describing your mom, okay, yeah, that's my mom, so they know what they're talking about. But that's a trip, and you're like, man, how do you do this, man? Because you actually start thinking, man, mom's been dead, but this guy, mom passed on, but this guy is describing her exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And she came in with us. So how do you sit down and eat like that, and then you look at the chair where the menu's at, and you just, like we were talking about when you say, when you, like when you communicate and that's for comfort, Corey. That's what I'm saying. If you talk to people who passed on, and some people, it's a part of their life, and that, to me, I think that's for comfort. It could be for different reasons, but and I'm not being an ass, so I really do mean this. So they're sitting there, and after you hear all this, do you say something? Like, hey, Mom, I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, it's good eating with you. I'm glad you're here. How do you do that?
I don't know. There's like no backstory, like no other. There's nothing else to go off of. So who's even to tell that these people
I always think
eat,
Yeah. Are we going Dutch?
Well, originally I thought maybe somebody snuck in with them just to try and get a free meal. I see a lady hiding behind the chair.
But she had the same coat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It look like the mom.
Yeah.
But
what if the just because we're talking like kind of funny hypotheticals? What if the waiter knew the mom and like knew the family somehow through the mom, and so we all want to mess with them a little bit? Like that'd be a messed up thing to do.
Yeah, especially like after it was.
I know. But get dark people out there. Right?
He did pass on a little while later, so.
Yeah, right. But he probably knew he had like a week to live, so he's like, I'm gonna fuck with somebody.
Well, maybe it wasn't an angel guiding no more. No, I'm not saying that. I shouldn't say that. But maybe it's how do you call those? Maybe their mother was in heaven, but they got that doppelganger from hell that said, "Come here, come with me after that." No, I mean. I could see that.
Story. When I first heard it, I was like, "That is so sweet."
Yeah, but then we take it a step too far and start thinking about it, right?
I think they were just fair. That's how he knew her. Just totally trashing the story.
That's the thing too. Yeah, like we have to put our spin, our drama on it, man. But that's what I'm saying is like, well, that's nice though. I mean, not that part, but it was a nice little story. I mean, and they have something to turn back and look at, because of that. So Man,
I
that's
could imagine that would stay on their mind for a while.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be able to forget. Like, I mean, he was talking about, like, he kept thinking about, like, he wanted to go back.
Would you want to go back to that?
I mean, it depends on the feeling of the encounter, or you know what
I
I
was
mean.
thinking, I would probably want to go back, man. Especially because they have good enchiladas.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that's one of those things that we're discussing, and I know me and Corey were talking about that, and how some people, and this does happen, and I do understand this also. Is like if you lose somebody that you really, really love, and that you cannot, anybody, any part of your family, and that you can't
Let go.
Yeah, you can't let go. You know you're not gonna see them no more. It's gonna be hard on you. So if your way to deal with it is to have conversations and talk with them, I mean, where's the problem in that?
Who are we to say you're not actually talking to them?
Exactly. If that gets you through the day, then do it. By all means, it's and some people say maybe it's not healthy, but I mean, if that gets you through the day and you can function well, hey, that's your business. So
What you gotta do?
exactly. So that's what I'm saying is, so I don't know how we got there to there, but if that man had seen her though, that's crazy. Do you think that was something like that, like an angel guiding, or somebody saying like, hey, we're checking on you first, just to see?
That's true. Maybe. I mean,
Depends on the timeline.
yeah, I don't know. A lot of times you see these shows and stuff where they talk about, it's got to be my grandfather or whatever, and they start talking to it, and before you know it, it turns out to be a demon that's, terrorizing them. And,
Yeah. But on stories like that, I hear you on that. But like, what are they doing? Some dumbass is using a fucking Ouija board. They don't know what they're doing.
That's true too, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm your grandfather, mijo, remember? And then they're liars and they know all this shit. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. But
It just makes me wonder sometimes, are they really? Yeah, are they really? Is it really the spirit of that person, or is it just a demon messing with you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard because we don't really know, what's going on the other side.
yeah.
Now, I would say in this situation, I wouldn't think it's a demon messing with you, because if it was, I feel like it would have been more predatory, more intense when it gets
The guy died a
More
month later,
stories.
so maybe it killed him. Maybe it was a demon.
That's true too.
Right, how did he die? Was it a heart attack or something? Like,
I
we need to know.
it's like, yeah.
His
Was
heart
he
got
gonna
pulled
die?
out.
Yeah.
You would have done an episode 6 months ago. You might have gotten.
No.
You might have found out.
Might have known.
That's true too.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that's
It was a good story. Yeah.
That
It was.
I really liked that because I liked how it was pretty original. I think.
all right. Thank you, Miguel, for that one. Appreciate it, brother.
Speaking of original, actually, the next one's really crazy too. But I don't know if we all want to chat a little bit first, or
I think we did.
We did some decent
or go
chatting.
into this one.
We can go into
We wanted to talk about his
Story? What?
the cruise.
Yeah, they went on a cruise. And remember, we were just talking about that before the break, and before the
Yeah.
story.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't remember.
lucky, man, because now I really want to go on one. I mean, I really
Fun.
do.
It's fun.
I've still never been on a cruise.
It's hard with babies. It really is. Especially when
Well, we went twice. The first time we
Little
went,
babies.
we had no kids, and
It was amazing.
God, we were drunk.
what I remember. From what I remember, it was
I
amazing.
know, right?
But
These guys drink that absinthe.
yeah,
I can't.
hallucinogen.
It was fun. We went to every night.
I'm sure there's haunted cruises.
Right?
We went to this cruise, and I had to give all three of my kids a.
I heard the stories of that first cruise, man. That
Yeah.
sounded crazy. That sounded like
I mean, nothing crazy really happened and when we got off, like in Mexico or anything on that one.
just being drunk the whole time
Yeah.
too, I guess.
This one though, it wasn't crazy. I mean, I've heard of it happening, but like I get off, I have all my kids, and the people with us had their kids, and I had multiple people like stop me, like, hey, you want to buy this or that? And this one guy was like telling me, half English, half Spanish. I know he was trying to sell me drugs. He was just like, kept asking, are you sure? And I was trying to kind of keep the kids together because we were in like a little market area, and he's like, you kept asking me, and I was like, no, I'm good. Like, I really don't want none. He was like, you want more kids? And I was like, wait, what? He was like, you want more kids? I was like, see, I got enough. I mean, he saw me. I don't know if it was a joke or not, but he's like, he looked serious. He was like,
In Mexico, you never know.
he's
man.
like, you want more? He said something in Spanish, and he's like, you want more kids? And I was like, I'm good. Trust me. And they just walked around the corner and walked off.
I think that same guy offered Zachary his sister.
Yeah, because Zach was like, oh, that guy. Like, he looked real weird too. And when I told him about it, and Zach was my nephew, I don't know, but he came up and was like, dude, dude just, how do you say it? He was like, dude just literally asked if I wanted his, you know, his sister, and I was like, wait, what?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was we had to bargain to buy some freaking beach towels there. Luckily, Diego was bargaining some massages.
We are recording at a park, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering. Kids in the background.
Dog steps.
We're recording in a haunted park. That's a ghost. That's the baby I was pregnant with last time.
In the last episode.
The dog just won't look it up.
But that's a trip, man. It's like,
Yeah, it tripped me out. I don't want to get away from that area, but I was like, wait a minute, I still got all my kids, right?
Yeah, no, it makes me
He's gonna sell you your own kid.
You want to buy some? You want to sell some?
They took it, and I'm not gonna lie,
Too much.
the first time with no kids, we just kind of stayed on the strip right there. The second time, we got in it was cheap and it was weird. It was hectic, right? It was like, all right, everybody get in.
We wanted to see a beach because we wanted the boys to experience like the beaches there, whatever, and they were ready.
So yeah, the main beach when you get off is really not for like, wasn't like swimming and stuff,
They were
right?
like beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, he's like, this one's beautiful, blah blah blah, and we got into like multiple different taxis. But they took all of us, you know, and I was kind of like, where the fuck are we going, dude?
Yeah,
like,
you
we
gotta
went
be
through some
careful,
back roads and stuff. And we ended up at a beach, but it wasn't.
I didn't see one stop
Beautiful.
sign. Oh, actually, I lied. I saw one stop sign, but they didn't
Dude,
stop at it.
they drive crazy. They were going like top speed, just getting us to the beach because you're only there for so long. And it wasn't horrible, but it was like
Yeah, I mean, it was
wooden
bad.
fences out into the water, like right. It was like fence. They had like wooden posts all the way around in the water. and-
Shelter, so we were like,
we get there, my nephew Zach, who's in the military, he's military, but he was with him, and it did say like a free massage and this and that on this little excursion that they took us on.
Yeah.
And so he gets this like 30-minute massage, and the lady takes him off somewhere else. You know, he said she offered him other stuff too, but he was like, he was saying he thought that was the free massage, but it said like 5-minute massage for free, and so she got all mad. I was trying to like get him to pay, and
Man.
That's
she
bad.
offered him a free massage, and she gave him a free massage while he was sitting there. But then she was like, do you want a longer massage?
yeah.
But I mean, common sense,
Yeah.
he was younger, but common sense tells you to like ask questions, you know?
Yeah, no kidding.
And he was just like, yeah, I'll take a longer massage. And then he didn't have no money to pay for it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Yeah.
What happened? They didn't have cash, right, or something? Like they didn't have, I don't know. He was,
Yeah.
On the boat, they had all kinds of money. You know what I mean? They were drinking and stuff on the boat. That's why I was like,
Well, actually, I think they spent well over what they were supposed to because
yeah.
they were trying to get off the boat. They're young, you know, Army guys, whatever, but they were trying to get off the boat and they stopped them from getting off the boat and they said, you need to pay your tax.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So you couldn't even get off the boat without
Yeah.
They hold you hostage.
Dude. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so it was
That's a trip.
kind of crazy. Yeah, it was.
Poor Zach, man.
That guy.
Who's washing dishes the rest of it?
So we had my 3 boys plus my nephew and his
Which was
friend.
probably,
so it was like 5 kids.
That's
I swear, half the time we're like, where's Zach? Where's Zach? Not even our kids. Where's Zach?
Yeah.
Get my 10-year-old to go look for Zach.
Yeah.
Find Zach, dude.
Probably had to watch out for him more than the little one.
Yeah, dude, but they have like food open all night. You know what I mean? Like they'll have pizza spot, and this is all part of the cruise. It's not even gonna pay extra. They have like pizza, burgers, and this was good. Like the burger place, I think it was like, what was the burger place called?
Oh, the guy's burger.
Dude, they make you a badass burger however you want it, and then it's got all the toppings on the side.
Fieri
You go get all the toppings that you want. Yeah, that guy Fury.
Guy Fieri, yeah.
But it was good. I think I got 6. I kept going back there, and the pizza place was good. It was just they had sushi, like dude,
Was this on the
all on the boat. Yeah. Every morning, every night. I mean, some of them stay open all night. You'd stay up all night and go eat there. You know what I mean? Like, it was fun. It
It
was.
was cool. I got tired of powdered eggs.
In the morning, they have buffet line in the morning for breakfast, and then it was.
So, okay, I know this is
powdered
kind of
eggs.
fucked up to say. But, so, I kind of had a feeling that I was pregnant. But
I really didn't want to know because alcohol was there. And,
but we bought the drink package. I was like,
refund. I couldn't get a refund.
whatever.
It was like 15
Yeah, but he-
drinks a day.
Oh my god.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and I was like, I am not gonna be able to do that by myself. But But it also included like your specialty coffees and stuff like that, so it wasn't just alcohol, you know.
I got I didn't know about. I mean, I knew I was seasick, but then I could also tell it was like the morning sickness. So it hit me like literally. It hit me that week we left.
Oh,
and I was perfect time. Yeah. So
Like, dang it, Corey.
we were in the heat in Mexico. They were like, "Why you been so lame? Drinking beer." And I'm like, "I got something to tell y'all." I told him, I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm pregnant again. But it was hard. Yeah.
You guys gonna try again?
No.
No.
Look, we gotta make at least one of these paranormal fests going on.
I don't know. At this point, I don't think a girl's worth it. Like, okay.
Just buy one. Hey, go to Mexico and buy one.
That was a sign.
Right, exactly.
Little girl, please.
One girl, please.
Okay, I'm not racist anyway, but so we're on the boat and then there's a security guard, right? Older Indian guy, right? Like older Indian guy. Zach and his buddy come out of this club. Oh no, some dudes come out of this club, younger guys, and they're all, fuck you and fuck this, I don't give a shit. Like, and then Zach wants to go in there. And his buddy says, like, you know, they get nesty sometimes. Like, you know what? I gotta fucking watch these dudes now. Like, I wasn't gonna go in there. I was gonna stand outside of the club. And it looks, I don't know. I didn't want to go in there. I don't even remember if they went in or not. But we stayed there for a minute to watch these dudes that were acting nasty on the boat. And they're like punching signs. And there was like 3 of them. And they're a little stupid. They're probably, I don't know, probably like fucking 21, 22. Anyway, this old ass like Indian dude comes out and he's dressed as a security guard. He's like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" Like, I'm not trying to be racist, you know what I mean? But it's just, he was cool as hell though, man. Because we did go back to that club and we're talking to him. We took pictures with him and he was like shaking our hands. He was like, "No, you're badass." Zach was like, "You're badass, man." Like, cause those dudes actually were like, "Whatever," like. He punked out all 3 of those dudes. And he was a little guy, you know what I mean? Like, I think I still have pictures of him, but I seen him like 3 times after that. He was real cool because he was security in the casino too. He'd walk around. So
Dang, okay.
he was cool, man. We always meet one cool person on the cruises. Like,
You do not know who you're messing with.
that's how he was, dude. I'm serious. He was like, "Fuck your mom and fuck you," and he was like trying to talk shit to him, but they were like, "Okay, whatever." They just walked out like, "My bad."
Jeez.
Man,
Yeah, I gotta go, man. We gotta check that shit out.
yeah, one of these days.
Yeah, what's his face? Because when they came back, the picture of Ryan, her son. You see the rowdy lobster, man.
Oh yeah.
It looked badass. I was like, shit, bro. I was like, I gotta
wanted me
go.
so bad.
Wow. Did you have to pay for it or no?
That the some of the seafood and I want to say sushi you had to pay a little extra for, but yeah, it was some of it was free and some like lobster you had to pay for. I think
I
lobster,
imagine,
like certain type of crab you didn't, but you're getting like the legs and the crab and you had to pay.
Yeah, the ones you find at the coast.
Yeah, for real.
The ones that are like, they got
We just pulled
3
this
legs.
up on the boat, but
Got 3 legs in there.
Yeah, the bait.
Want to do it? Next story?
Let's do it.
Let's see. Dual voice of terror, a call from beyond.
Okay, our final story comes to us from actually somebody who wants to stay anonymous, so that's what we're gonna do. So we will refer to her as Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith writes in, "Hello, I would like to share a story that happened to me a few years back. I used to work as a police dispatcher in a major northern town. I was used to getting all kinds of weird and strange calls. Some of them were even terrifying. But the weirdest and strangest and creepiest call I ever got was one about 4 years ago. I remember this day was kind of busy. It was just one of those days. I remember it being around 5 p.m. when I get this call. When I answer the call, I do the standard, 911, what is your emergency? What is your address? Sounded like a young lady, and you can feel and hear the panic in her voice. She was very scared, but what she was saying wasn't making very much sense. So I told her to calm down and please tell me what's going on. She told me something strange. She was asking for police to go to her house. Her sister was possessed. So I said to myself, did she just say her sister was possessed? So I'm thinking, oh, not another one of these calls. So I tell the young lady on the phone, okay, tell me exactly what's going on. And please, can you do me a favor and tell those 2 people who are arguing with each other and yelling to please stop. So she turns around and she says, please, you have to be quiet. And she comes back on the line and tells me, my sister is possessed. She's really freaking out and scaring us.
At this time, I noticed that the arguing between the man and the woman seems to intensify, as well as they seem to be speaking a language I do not understand, and they are getting extremely loud to the point where I cannot even hear the young lady on the phone. So I asked the young lady on the phone, she says, "Darling, you're gonna have to do me a favor and get those two people to stop yelling at each other. I cannot understand what you're saying." I already told her, but she doesn't want to stop. And she goes, "No, sweetie, I need you to tell the man who's yelling at her to stop yelling at her." And she tells me it's her. She doesn't want to stop. At this point, I was getting kind of agitated and frustrated. I told her again, "No, sweetie, tell the man that's yelling at her to stop yelling at her." And she tells me again, it's her. That voice is coming from her. It's her voice and this man's voice. And she's freaking us out. I remember my blood going cold when I heard her say this. What she had just said did not make any sense. But as clear as day, you could hear two people arguing. It was a man and a woman, and in some strange language. I could not understand it. The only thing I could do was reassure her that the police were on their way, and they would be there shortly, just to stay on the line with me. And I was wishing the call would end and they would get there fast, because I did not want to hear any more. This was genuinely a phone call that scared me. I was very relieved to hear that the units had arrived. I had told her she would be okay, that the police were there, that to go ahead and go speak with them and let them know what's going on. She said okay and bye. And I could still hear the two men and the woman arguing. I remember my heart going out to her, but me just wanting to hang up. So the call ended. I never found out what happened. I don't think I really want to know. Thank you for letting me tell my story.
Another pretty original one.
That was actually really good. That was cool. I like that story.
You know, dispatchers hear crazy stuff all the time.
Yeah, right?
I mean,
But to hear that, man, two different voices coming out of one person, oh my God.
I wonder what language it was.
She said it like gibberish or something. Like
Sumerian or something.
it's AI.
Why didn't she send a priest?
Yeah, no, really, yeah.
We're dispatching somebody.
Yeah. We got a priest going your way right now.
But you know what? It's crazy because they already hear all kinds of weird shit.
That's what I'm saying.
And then to hear this on top of that, so that's a double whammy right there.
Man, no kidding. That's a trip, though, man. That one's a good one.
You need to tell them to be hush and be quiet, and they're like, you know, she said to be quiet. She's like,
Say, here, Mom, talk to him again.
I don't know if I could be a dispatcher. Like some of them, like you hear them, like, they gotta try to keep the person calm. I'd be like, get the hell out of there right now. You know what I mean? Like I'd probably freak out too. Like,
But man, I've seen some dispatch recordings and like, man, it's heartbreaking stuff, man. You need a heart of steel to be able to do that job, man.
I know when I leave work, I'm like, forget about everything that just happened to work and go on with life.
And you
There,
gotta
I don't know if I could.
You
know?
gotta be smart too. Like, remember the one about the lady who called and she was ordering a pizza, and you know, that was like code or something, and they had to figure it out, but they figured it out. You know, it's like,
Yeah, I just saw one like that the other day, and she was
I used to
like,
listen to a lot of that, right?
yeah,
she
911
was like
disturbing, man. Jeez.
talking about how she needed to know if she could bring something to her job. I don't know if she had a new job. She was like, "Can I bring or do you need this information?" And the lady's like, it took a while for the dispatcher to catch on, but she was like,
This is 911. And they're
Yeah.
like, yes.
you got in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Lady, I'm gonna have to hang up on you.
Can you imagine?
Right?
Like, no, ma'am, you don't get it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a trip, though, man. I like that story. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
I mean, that's something that stands out.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it does.
That's just like,
I wonder if
what is that?
how like if that happens more than you think. You know what I mean? Like
That's true too.
what are you talking about? There is no other voice. You know?
And then there's like no like peace of mind afterward, because you really don't know what happened afterwards. You know,
Yeah, right.
after you hang up.
Well, I know she didn't want to know, but then in the back of your mind, you're like, man, I don't know what happened, but that.
Aren't they even allowed to talk
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
They're even allowed to. Like, you know,
Oh, man, I would love, if I did the job, I'd want to know.
Yeah, I'm so
I'd be really
nosy.
curious.
I'd be like, what happened next? Please tell me.
Yeah, make her know you know that call there, and then you call him back later. You guys, and she answers. You guys are still arguing?
Never said nobody.
Sounds like that.
There's three voices here. The officer's arguing with my mom.
Sounds like the cat lady from The Simpsons.
But they do. I imagine they do see, you know, like cops and firefighters, ambulance, EMS techs. I imagine they see shit like that or hear shit like that too. That's just crazy. I know that asshole killed his family because he was trying to go after some other hoe.
Chris.
Yeah,
Chris Watts.
Yeah, that guy. After the kids were dead, they went into the house and they were they were taking like pictures and video of the house. And as they were going in, you can hear like 2 kids laughing, and then you can hear. You heard they had you can hear like a laugh, like, and it didn't sound like a kid's laugh. It was. Then they show the tape recorder back when they're talking to his side hoe when she calls Chris Watts. You can hear she laughs, and that's that laugh that they hear. The one that Chris Watts. Did you ever see that when they're going through the house?
Oh,
and they're,
yeah.
Like, and they're catching all that video shit.
And the toy goes off.
Yeah.
And you can hear like the kids talking.
That's what it was. Yeah. And then his Sancho was laughing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, man.
I've
But
never seen that, man.
it's weird.
There's a documentary on there. That's crazy, man. The whole what he did.
Yeah, but there's like because they're going to look for right? They're looking in the house to see if they can find anything.
I thought it was after. It was after, like they were looking for. I could be wrong. I thought it was after all the bullshit where he was already. They were just.
It could have been, but they were looking for something in the house, and the house was empty. Nobody was in it.
Yeah.
And not even he was in it. I don't think. And they went to the closet, and one of the little girls' name was Cece, and they heard like a toy go off, and then like the cop stops, and she's like,
Did you hear that?
yeah. And then you can hear like, I'm with Cece, what the little kid says, or something like that.
I need to check that out. There's a documentary.
I don't remember what it's called.
No, well, there is documentary.
That
but
one
that
was
is-
crazy too.
yeah.
That's sad too. I mean,
It's about what happened, what he did, and how they found him.
that through the what was it? The neighbor's camera was showing them loading shit like at 3 or I don't know what time it was. I'm not
Was this the
even.
guy who killed his wife and his 2 daughters, and he
Yeah.
put them in like a water tower?
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah.
I remember hearing about that when it happened. That was crazy.
Yeah, they have a whole documentary. They talked to him right now, or his side, or who were they?
They're talking to him.
Yeah.
They said that he fucked up by doing that interview.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, now he did. Yeah.
He should have
And
just stayed behind quiet.
Oh yeah, they were trying to figure out what happened to his wife, right? And
Yeah.
his kid, and he interviewed. And, so yeah, it's,
Even like his mother-in-law, her mom was like defending him. I would like to hear more stories from like cops or like EMTs or
so
something.
would I.
You know, that'd be cool.
Oh, you know what's funny? I'm sorry. You're talking about those people homeless people living in the trees and stuff across the street and how it's been hot. No, seriously, the other day, a while back, we were just talking about the dispatchers and how they see stuff and the EMTs. There were 2 ambulances back there the other day. Remember, they were like,
it's fucking hot.
yeah, I think it was a fire truck and an ambulance. And I was like, dude, they probably
In all honesty, yeah.
I mean, they got to use the restroom somewhere and stuff, and they got to deal with these people. Like,
gross.
yeah, I
You
don't
know, there's probably a lot of mosquitoes back there too, because you got all kinds of
Shit,
weeds,
man, yeah.
Then
Bringing
you got
that
that
West
West
Nile.
Nile, yeah. Big
probably some monkey virus or whatever too,
Yeah.
monkeypox.
And you have seen those tents that were set up, but I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, I mean, it sounds all good and dandy. We're gonna go camping. I'm gonna be in a tent, but nobody wants to be in a tent in Texas weather
Yeah,
in the afternoon. Fuck no.
Our tent had AC.
Yeah, that's like sauna shit.
Mhm.
So man, I don't know how that's like even not even in December it's still.
Exactly,
One
yeah.
week in December, maybe.
Man, I hope I didn't. And like I said, God bless him, man, because the guy was super cool too, man. I mean, hey, you know, I just can't help you wash your balls, sir. I mean, that's something you're gonna have to do on your own. But I will talk to you. I will stop and talk to you, my friend. But
Maybe you might have to look the other way as I'm talking about it.
just look me in my eye.
That's crazy. The tent, and we were talking about sleeping in the tent. But I told you guys this earlier, but I just thought I'd share it on the mic. But when we did our camping trip, we stayed at some really like sketchy places a few times.
yeah.
It was nice. It was a beautiful trip that we took. But I guess this was the second time we did it. It was a 30-day trip that we did, and we just said screw it, we'll just go wherever. But go across states and visit as many states as we can. And 30 days and sleep in a tent only. It was awesome. But I think it was it Mississippi or where the alligator and it was raining and
Oh my God, yeah.
that place looked straight out of a horror movie. It really did. We were like the only ones there. It was pitch black, and then it started raining on us. And then there's a sign right next to us too that says alligators come out when it rains. And so
There was storm clouds coming by.
and we were about maybe 20 feet, 30 feet from maybe 30 feet from the water. And it was like a big old lake. It was a lake there, and I mean it was crazy. No lights. There was just no lights out there. Just pitch black, and it was kind of creepy. But we stayed there, and it started raining hard that night too.
It did.
And that was creepy. But that was one of them. We stayed at a couple of places that were like. There was another one with the bears. Oh, the Oklahoma. That was more like I felt like I was
Hills Have Eyes or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think that's just how it is with camping, man. Like our youngest one, the 1-year-old, he don't know how to talk much, but Kukui, he's afraid of. So we say that, but also we see something scary, we tell him to point at it and say no. And when we just recently went camping, they all went up to the restroom up there, and it was dark already, pitch black, no freaking lights, and I was sitting outside the tent just holding on to him. And he just kept looking behind me into the dark, into the trees back there, and I was like, "What are you looking at, man?" He was like, he started pointing. He goes, "No," and he kept pointing up to the trees back there, and I was like, "Motherfucker, dude!" Like,
I was ignored it when he was doing that. I was like, it was creepy, man. It was towards the river too. I was like, what the fuck, man? I was like, well, I'm gonna go to bed now.
There's a sign there. It's not about alligators, but it's like, don't go past that sign or something, because you will not be.
Did y'all have y'all's guns at least, or?
Yeah, we had the guns.
I did.
We had the guns. Oh yeah.
How much would a gun protect against an alligator? I don't know.
Or a ghost. Come here, Dad.
I didn't have a gun at that time. I don't
Ranger.
know why.
Come here. Sorry.
I don't know why. I mean, thinking about it now, it's like some of those trips we did and doing them without a gun. I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
I'm still gonna shoot La Llorona, man, right?
The worst one. The worst one was we had to stop at a. Oh my God, this one was crazy. We stopped at a rest stop. There you go. That's what I was trying to think of. But there's nothing. It was just there's nobody there. It was just like all it was like a few parking spaces. It was actually pretty big. There was like a lot of parking spaces, but we were in the middle of nowhere, so there was nothing. There was nobody passing through even. And then there's like a men's and women's restrooms. And I think Yolanda had to go to the restroom really bad. So your mom. So we parked. And honestly, we were even afraid to go to the restroom, just to walk to the restroom. Again, it looked straight out of a horror movie. But we got back in, and I was tired, so I was like, let me rest for a few hours, because we were driving, and we could hear wolves. Like they were just like right outside the car. But it was like a pack of wolves. I mean, you can hear them like. They were loud. I'd never heard that. It was scary. That really tripped me out because I've never heard wolves that loud before. And it was, you can tell it was a pack. There was a whole bunch of them.
What was that?
I don't even know where we're at, honestly. We're in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I
didn't bring the silver bullets. Just kidding.
It was scary because I'm sure they were close to us. They were definitely, I'd say maybe 30 yards away from us. They had to be like really close, and they were loud, and you couldn't hear anything. After a while, I was like,
was that? That's all it was. It wasn't a camping spot. It was a rest.
Yeah, it was just a rest area. That was, and again, all along the road, it's just
weeds.
Have
like the parking lights, or?
You know what? A couple of them, but it was dark. Still, even that was dark. I mean, it was.
They put in black lights. Right?
We were really afraid to go to the restroom because there was I think there was one other car there, and we were like, dude, we don't know who this guy is. Exactly.
Yeah. And somebody got to stand outside for you to take a decent shit or something.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I think that was the scariest out of anywhere we stopped. Even scarier than the alligator.
No, honestly,
it looked. I was expecting to see a Sasquatch come out or something, or a Wolfman, because it just didn't. It didn't seem right, man. It seemed way out there.
That's something like that big. We already told the story of that trip we did when we got lost in Roswell, man. I was like, this is not right.
Oh yeah.
That place stunk, man. It was Carlsbad. That place.
Oh, Carlsbad?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize to anybody who lives in Carlsbad.
Another
New
place.
Mexico, but man, that shit smelled like wide open ass, man.
It's weird.
bad.
It's like sulfur or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
I kept thinking of
Hot
dried
eggs.
goats.
Yeah.
Dead dried goats. I don't know if that's what one smells like, but I just kept envisioning that, like you broke off his horn and sniffed it, and I was like, oh, yeah, it smells like Carlsbad.
It's Carlsbad. No, and you're right. I remember going through thinking the same thing.
And that shit lasted a long time, like a long time, but it's just as soon as you got out of there, like it wasn't just like you were just passing a block or two. That whole fucking place smelled bad, man. And I'm sorry, but they did have an awesome reservoir. When we saw it during the day, I know it was fucked up at night, but during the day it was really nice.
Yeah.
Brian wasn't, baby. He didn't get to see the Roswell. We kind of took a different way on the way back.
Another place that smells just like Carlsbad, and I don't know if it's all the time, but the one time I remember we went through there and we were heading to New Orleans, Beaumont, Texas. I don't know if we've ever been out in that direction.
Oh.
Same thing. It's
We didn't go through there when we went to
It's done bad.
Tennessee.
Is it like an oil thing or like a refinery
Yeah,
thing?
I think there's like oil out in that direction though, is what it is. But it smelled the same way. It smelled like butt, just like you said. It stunk, man. I know. It smelled like
Like a dried goat carcass, man. No, it was like and it was bad though, man. And jackrabbits everywhere.
Oh,
Which like it was
yeah.
cool. Like we would have kind of caught one, man. I would have ate that motherfucker for sure.
That's like brownfield, man. You see all kinds of animals there chopping weed, rabbits and snakes running by.
Venomous snakes too, man.
Rabbits and cottonmouths and stuff. Oh, Lord.
But, yeah, I mean, we need to get our school closed one way or another. But anyway,
Good times.
guys, I don't know where to go from this.
Yeah.
We're telling people how to submit their stories.
If you got these stories, hey, share them with us.
Smoke signal was just like,
Any haunted camping spots?
Yeah. Hey, camping stories.
Smelly cities.
well, I know our Facebook is still lively and we're still kicking it on there. It's just what happened is we were on such a long hiatus. Things got, they lapsed. Yeah. Well, except for Facebook, man.
Yeah,
So we're
Facebook's
good.
there. So, and not only that, if you do have a story, we're not gonna. Well, we may not trash it.
Anything. Yeah, no, we won't.
No,
Much.
but I mean, you still email us, rigormortisparanormal@gmail.com. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say, man, if you can email us your story, man, that'd be awesome.
We
We'd
still have
love
our
to.
website, yeah.
Well, we will have a website soon again. It crashed. I don't know. I don't know. With WordPress, like it's constantly getting hacked. WordPress.
Wow, really?
Oh, WordPress gets hacked all the time.
That's what I'm just looking at, man. Some guy, they call them payback scammers. They
I've seen that,
scam on
yeah.
that. Man, that shit is fucking funny.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I like when those guys start cursing over there. Yeah, you mother son of a bitch. Yeah, I'll be like, dude, that's not how you say it. You motherfucker son of a bitch.
Ryan, is that you? Is that you, Ryan? I knew that was you. I could tell by the voice. Or whatever his name is. I think it's Ryan. I don't know his name.
No, because the guy's talking with the heavy. That's like me, man. Like, okay, man, I gotta stop right there because that's me. But the guy's got a heavy accent, from India or whatever he is, and he's
Well, he
trying
does the
to.
old lady, right? The one that does
Yeah.
the lady voice all the time.
But the scammers, the actual scammers,
Oh, yeah.
my name is Henry Autumn Henderson, and I'll be like, come on, I'm not bullshitting, look it up, man, you'll see that, and I'm laughing my ass off. I'm like, bro,
No, really.
come on, come on, just but anyway.
I love watching that. Ma'am, I told you to hit the control button.
Why the fuck you so dumb? You so stupid.
Exactly.
Why are you so stupid?
I saw that dude though.
Fucking bitch.
They're trying to get money out of you.
And then he's like, well, don't yell at me, please. And he's like, but you're so stupid. And I'll be laughing my ass off, like,
I've
oh
seen
my
that
God.
too. And he's like yelling at her, calling her stupid, and then you're gonna try and ask her for a PayPal account.
They're still pressing.
I'm sorry, man, but you do get me angry because you are not listening to what I'm trying to tell you. I told you like 10 times. Man, why are you hitting this button again?
Do not press enter. Do not press enter. I saw that one. He's like, you better not press O. Why? I told you like 7 times.
I told you do not hit. You can hear him like slamming on the table, like throwing stuff around.
Well, I thought it was because I saw it the other day and I couldn't stop laughing, man. And then he starts telling them where they're from, like where they're located, and and they just freak out, man.
Knows
you know,
exact building. Stories that they're in the third floor and whatever.
Oh man,
that's funny. I love to watch it.
We're all
The website.
right now. Facebook, right?
Yeah, Facebook. I say either reach out to us on Facebook or you can email us at Rigor Mortis Paranormal at gmail.com.
Oh yes,
Which is also on the Facebook.
And you know what?
Facebook, yeah.
We have actually gotten a lot of stories on the actual
Email.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I just need to get access back on that since I jumped off of Facebook.
I need to control that. I mean, I think I have that information.
Okay, and then even on Instagram, I believe we're still on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we're on Instagram. Yeah, we are. Remember, we had an account. I think we did, right, Jazz? I'm pretty sure we did.
Don't
Don't put me in that shit. No, we did. We did it, and we actually had followers for a while. But
Oh no, we do. What am I saying? Yeah, actually, I have it on my phone.
yeah,
It's been that long, we don't know.
Well, yeah. Not only that, I just have like a whole bunch from just everybody.
Well, yeah, because we kept everybody who liked us, we liked them back, So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Instagram's the other one, and how the mighty have fallen, man. Just, I mean, not that we weren't that mighty, but
Yeah.
we were on, and I believe we're still on all platforms and stuff. It's just the hiatus that we took. All of us needed to get our asses to work for real because, man, money does not grow on trees.
Everything just blew up,
Yeah.
got expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
super
exactly,
expensive,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, no shit.
Beer's expensive too now.
Yeah, for real.
Gotta tell you something, man. It's just watching this. Beer has actually been at the lowest. It's been at the lowest, and yeah, because they were saying like, well, if you can't eat, you can always drink, something like that, But it was something like that. But I mean, I'm happy about the beer, but man, I like my food too, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
I can tell.
Man, I gotta get into shape too, man.
The only reason I can talk is because I feel like I'm gaining weight too, man.
Oh, you're killing me, man. Jeez, man. Yeah, I hate that.
Up to you, man.
Some guy who ate 150 pounds or 145 pounds, whatever you weigh. You talk to a 600-pound man like me, where I have to sit with my legs apart, where my belly is touching the actual seat. Talk to me then, Ian.
Roller skates or shopping carts.
Yeah.
Check out.
One of those guys who gets pissed off when there's no more rascals left. Oh, fuck, let's go to the next one. Is it complaining because the basket's not big enough? Or the deaf man's like, well, how the fuck am I going groceries? Stop. There's people. Oh, Lord Jesus, please forgive me. Anyway.
We're back.
No, but seriously, I think we were all on the same damn page. I mean, how much we missed it. And like we said, I mean, we got real jobs that we have to do. But this is something that we always love doing, and
We go back to it eventually.
yeah, and we're
this
here
time
right
it's
now, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're planning more things. Hopefully, we'll let you know as they go. So if you hear
I'll
something,
talk to you in a year. I'll talk to you in 2 more years, probably.
Hey, if we get stories, we'll have more
Hey,
podcasts.
yeah, if you send us your stories over, hey, look.
Extra motivation.
eventually you'll hear them.
That's like.
That's Isabel Bennett.
Exactly. Yeah, ask her. Probably forgot about us by now. Like, there's a bunch of idiots.
Oh, that motherfucker thinks he's funny, man. Like, that'll probably be the bonus episode.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going with that. I can't tell you when it's coming out, but it is a bonus episode.
I think it was not this February from this year, which is 2024. I think it was February 2023. You said it was supposed to come out. You were saying.
Yeah,
You said you talked to her and you're like, I told her in February. We'll be airing it in February, which is 2023. 2023.
We're coming up on, just so you know, in 2024, we're coming up on that.
And
yeah, you know what? You're right. It was okay.
I remember you saying that though, because I remember thinking, well, we were recording close to February 2024
when the original one came out.
Yeah. It came out in September 2022, or that's when we recorded it. That's when we recorded his story.
Next month, September 2024. That's 2 years ago.
Lord have mercy. I'm so sorry. That's disgustingly bad, man.
We're laughing at ourselves, but
Yeah, I'm not laughing at you. Really, I mean, all y'all stay patient and,
Yeah. Oh my god.
And that's what our views were. We had like 40 views a month. It's probably just one person like, where the fuck my story at?
Exactly. Oh my
I
god,
feel
that's sorry for
We're back on
anybody,
track.
but yeah, hey, we're
No. We made it this far right now today, and
This is the hardest part.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
this is actually though. I mean, and we're not recording at a normal spot. We're at Dave's spot where he does his band stuff. It's pretty nice, man. It's a nice day, so we got to do it.
Thank you. Yeah,
more
hey,
often.
man. Yeah, definitely. More, I think this will be, I'm more than happy to have do it here. Actually, have you guys here, and man, yeah, this is awesome. I love it.
Hopefully next time I don't have to bring the kids.
Another tunnel for all.
Hey, listen, I'll record anywhere, man. Even in the playground.
Yeah, right.
In the middle of the night, let's go. Maybe not a haunted,
Crocodile infested.
crocodile infested, or
I don't want the swings going by themselves, or
no hospital
There
for
were
me.
several
please.
things that were popping my interest that, I mean, I would like to approach these people, see if maybe they can give us stories. Please, like we said, Facebook, Instagram, and our
email.
yeah, definitely. And just please don't give up on us. Keep, please.
We gotta make sure we don't give up on ourselves either,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Halloween's coming.
Yeah, and Halloween is coming. That's something we're looking forward to.
Then if you please, well, you're listening to us now if you're hearing this, but hey, we're on all kinds of pretty much all the major platforms. So
How? I don't know.
We should be still.
no, we are because
Yeah, we are.
well, because we gotta pay to be on there. So it's we're still there. So we're on what Spotify.
Yeah.
I can't think of
Spotify,
it.
YouTube, iTunes,
Yeah, I mean, we are on basically most platforms out there. And we are too. That's weird, right?
We're on Ask Jeeves. Just kidding. All these old things.
Lycos.
MySpace. Lycos.
LimeWire.
Don't be pirating us putting on burnt CDs.
BearShare. You can download some BearShare.
AOL Messenger.
Yeah, there you go.
Sweet Jesus.
But anyway, so yeah, thanks for listening to us again, guys, and we'll hope to have something out soon.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
thanks a lot, and good night.
Bye, guys.
Splashing up water under his coin purse.